Good morning. Topic for today's lecture is reinforcement learning, the learning task and cue learning. The objectives for today's lecture is to understand reinforcement learning. Second objective is to discuss the learning task. Finally, to illustrate cue learning by taking suitable example. So first of all, let us try to understand what is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning addresses the question of how an autonomous agent that senses and acts in its environment can learn to choose optimal actions to achieve its goals. This very generic problem covers tasks such as learning to control a mobile robot, learning to optimize operations in factories, and learning to play board games. These are the few nice examples. Each time the agent performs an action in its environment, a trainer may provide a reward or a penalty to indicate the desirability of the resulting state. Reinforcement learning is an aspect of machine learning where an agent learns to behave in an environment by performing certain actions. Here we have the term agent. Agent is an entity that works on behalf of someone. Rewards for good move, penalties for bad move, or reward for good actions and penalty for bad actions. Let's start the explanation with an example. Say there is a small baby who starts learning how to walk. In this diagram it is shown baby starts to walk and wants to reach to this couch, and we want to divide this example into two parts. In the first part we observe successful case, and in the second part we will observe the failure case. Now first option, baby starts walking and successfully reaches the couch. Since the couch is the end goal, the baby and the parents are happy. But let us see in the case of failure what. So the baby is happy and receives appreciation from her parents. It's positive. The baby feels good and he is awarded positive, or we say that this is the positive award by plus n. It may be plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and so on. In the second case, baby starts walking and falls due to some obstacles in between and gets bruised. This is the failure case. In this case he will feel bad and negative award or reward will be given to him. Ouch! The baby gets hurt and is in pain. It is negative. The baby cries. Negative reward minus n. That is how we humans learn, by trial and error approach. Trial and error approach. Reinforcement learning is conceptually the same, but is a computational approach to learn by error. Reinforcement learning is a computational approach to learn by actions. Let us see the reinforcement learning. Again, let's suppose that our reinforcement learning agent is learning to play Mario as an example. The reinforcement learning process can be modeled as an iterative loop that works as below. Here, iterative loop. Iteration means repetitive process will be carried out. At the left side, agent is shown. At the right side, environment is shown. Agent takes some actions from some initial state, and based on his actions, agent enters into the new state and he gets rewarded either positively or negatively. And again, based on the new state and with its reward, decide next action and enter into the environment, and this process will be iterative in nature. The RL, reinforcement learning agent, receives state S0 from the environment, that is Mario. Based on that state S0, the RL agent takes an action A0. See, our RL agent moves right. Initially, this is random. This is random means our agent can move either at right or at left, but in our case it has been chosen as right. Now the environment is in a new state S1, new frame from Mario or the game engine. Environment gives some reward R1 to the RL agent. It probably gives a +1 reward because the agent is not dead yet. This RL loop continues. This RL loop continues until we are dead or we reach our destination, and it continuously outputs a sequence of state, action and reward. The basic aim of our RL agent is to maximize the reward. The basic aim of our RL agent is to maximize the reward should be maximized. Now let us see what is reward maximization. The reinforcement learning agent basically works on a hypothesis of reward maximization. That's why reinforcement learning should have best possible action in order to maximize the reward. The cumulative rewards at each time step with respective actions is written as Gt is equal to summation of k is equal to 0 over t rt plus k plus 1, where k shows the number of iterations. However, things don't work in this way when summing up all the rewards. Discounting of reward works. We define a discount rate called gamma It should be between 0 and 1. The larger the gamma, the smaller the discount, and vice versa. So our cumulative expected reward is given as below. Gt is equal to summation k is equal to 0 to infinity gamma to the power k rt plus k plus 1, where the value of gamma lies between 0 and 1. When we expand this, we can write the above equation as rt plus 1 plus gamma into rt plus 2 plus gamma square rt plus 3 and so on. Here the different components are highlighted in 4 colors. First one is red color, that shows sigma sum up starting from k is equal to 0 to infinity, the first component. Second one is gamma, shown in brown color, labeled as brown color. This is for discount rate. And third one is shown in blue color, reward received at each state, that is rt plus k plus 1. And green, in the green color it has been shown the expanded form of the equation. Either we can use compact form of the equation as gt is equal to summation k is equal to 0 to infinity gamma to the power k rt plus k plus 1, where gamma lies between 0 and 1, or we can write this as rt plus 1 plus gamma rt plus 2 plus gamma square rt plus 3. And this, here there is no gamma, and after that gamma square, since in the equation it has been written as gamma to the power k. Now let us see the tasks and their types in reinforcement learning. There are 2 types of tasks: continuous tasks and episodic tasks. Continuous tasks, they are the types of tasks that continue forever. These are the types of tasks that continue forever. Episodic task, in this case we have a starting point and an ending point called the terminal state. This creates an episode or a list of states S, action A, rewards R. Now let us see these 2 terms, exploration and exploitation. Then what are the trade-off of it? There is an important concept of exploration and exploitation trade-off in reinforcement learning. Exploration is all about finding more information about an environment, whereas exploitation is exploiting already known information to maximize the rewards. Real life examples are, say, you go to the same restaurant every day. You are basically exploiting. But on the other hand, if you search for new restaurant every time before going to any one of them, then it is exploration. Exploration is very important for the search of future. Exploration is very important for the search of future rewards, which might be higher than the near rewards. Okay. Now let us see what are the different approaches to reinforcement learning, no doubt there are three approaches to enforce reinforcement learning, but we will take only two major approaches. First approach is policy based approach and second approach is value based approach. So first of all, let us see policy based approach. Policy based approach. In policy based reinforcement learning, we have a policy which we need to optimize. We need to optimize the policy. The policy basically defines how the agent behaves, and we write this expression as A is equal to pi, and this pi as policy function, and this policy function, in this policy function we pass the state, and A is the action. A is equal to pi s, where A is action, s is state, and pi is a policy function. We learn a policy function which helps us in mapping each state to the best action. Now let us see the second approach for reinforcement learning, that is value based. In value based reinforcement learning, the goal of the agent is to optimize the value function Vs, which is defined as a function that tells us the maximum expected future reward the agent shall get at each state. The value of each state is the total amount of the reward an RL agent can expect to collect over the future from a particular state. We can also represent this in the form of expression, mathematical expression. V pi s is equal to E pi in the form of function RT plus 1 plus gamma RT plus 2 plus gamma square RT plus 3 plus, and it is given that ST is equal to S. Here E is expected, and this component is reward discounted, and this is the given state. The agent will use the above value function to select which state to choose at each step. The agent will always take the state with the biggest value. The agent will always take the state with the biggest value. Now let us see reinforcement learning from another view. We can define reinforcement learning is learning from interaction. Reinforcement learning is learning from interaction. Here we have agent at the bottom side shown in blue color, environment at the top side in the green color. Agents take some actions starting from some initial state, and environment reward to that action after seeing the perception, and the state of the agent will change, and the state with the reward will be passed to the agent again as feedback, and agent will take a new action, and this process continues until the desired result. Okay. RL model. Each percepts E is enough to determine the state. The state is accessible. The agent can decompose the reward component from a percept. The agent task is to find a optimal policy mapping states to actions that maximize long-run measure of the reinforcement. Think of reinforcement as reward, and this RL can be modeled as MDP model. Now let us see what is MDP. Let us see quick review of MDP, Markov decision process model. MDP, here we have arguments STAR, where S is set of states, A is set of actions, T is the probability of transition from S to S dash given action A, R is the expected reward for taking action A in state S. Here we have agent and there is an environment. Agent takes some action and he get rewarded positively or negatively, and the state of agent will get changed. State and rewards are given as a feedback to the agent, and agent will again take suitable actions to maximize the policy, and this process continues until it reaches to the goal. At the bottom most it is shown that state initial state is S0 and action A0 is taken by the agent, R0 is awarded and state changed to S1 from S0. Again another action is taken and some reward is given, R1, and S1 change its state from S1 to S2. Again it will take some action A2 and based on the action reward R2 is given to the agent, and the agent will change its state from S2 to S3. Okay. MDP more detailed view. A Markov decision process is a 5-tuple SAPR gamma where S is a finite set of states, A is finite set of actions, PA with the argument SS dash is equal to PR is the function of ST plus 1 is equal to ST such that ST is equal to S, AT is equal to A is the probability that action A in state S at time t will lead to state S dash at time t plus 1. RA SS dash is the immediate reward or expected immediate reward received after transition from state S to state S dash due to action A. Gamma, the values of gamma lies between 0 and 1, is the discount factor which represents the difference in importance between future rewards and present rewards. Now let us see the learning task. Learning task formulate the problem of learning sequential control strategy more precisely. We might assume the agent's actions are deterministic or that they are non-deterministic. It can predict the next state that will result from each action. It can be trained by an expert or it can train to itself. It can be trained by an expert or teacher, or it can train to itself. Now let us see Q-learning followed by Q-learning algorithm. Q-learning is a value-based learning algorithm in reinforcement learning. We may recall that we are considering two basic approach for the reinforcement learning, that is, first one is policy based and second one is value based. Q-learning is a value based learning algorithm in reinforcement learning. Now let us see how the Q-learning algorithm works. Q-learning algorithm: for each state S and action A, initialize the table entry Q cap SA to 0. Now observe the current state S and enter into the loop and do forever. Under that loop we have 5 steps. Step 1, select an action A and execute it. After that, receive immediate reward R. In the loop, third step is observe the new state S dash. After that, update the table entry for Q cap SA as follows: Q cap SA is equal to R plus gamma max of Q cap in bracket ST state at time t and AT action at time t. And last step is change the update the state by S dash. S will be initialized. S will be assigned with S dash. This is the Q-learning algorithm assuming deterministic reward and actions. The discount factor gamma may be any constant such that y lies between 0 and 1 including 0. Okay. Now let us illustrate Q-learning with suitable example. Let us say that a robot has to cross a maze, and this maze will be depicted in the following slides, and reach the end point. There are mines and the robot can only move one tile at a time. If the robot steps onto a mine, the robot is dead. If the robot steps onto a mine, the robot is dead. The robot has to reach the end point in the shortest time possible. The scoring oblique reward system is as below. The robot loses 1 point at each step. This is done so that the robot takes the shortest path and reaches the goal as fast as possible. If the robot steps on a mine, the point loss is 100, means failure case, and the game ends. If the robot gets power, this is shown with this symbol, it gains 1 point. If the robot reaches the end goal, the robot gets 100 points. Now the obvious question is, how do we train a robot to reach the end goal with the shortest path without stepping on a mine? In this figure we are seeing that robot is at the top left corner and our goal is at the bottom position, bottom row and fourth column, 1 2 3 4 fifth column. The goal is that robot should reach to end tile. Okay. Now let us introduce the Q table. Q table is just a fancy name for simple lookup table. Q table is a fancy name for a simple lookup table where we calculate the maximum expected future rewards, maximum expected future rewards for action at each state. Basically, this table guides us to the best action at each state. Here, robot can move either left or at right, at upside or at downside. Based on the robot movement, it will be rewarded either with point +1 or -100. That depends on the move. There will be 4 numbers of actions at each non-edge tile. There will be 4 numbers of actions at each non-edge tile. When a robot is at a state, it can either move up or down or right or left. In the queue table, the columns are the actions, and the rows are the states. This is shown in this diagram. Columns are the actions and rows are states. Actions are up, right, down, left. States are start, nothing, oblique, blank, power, mines, end. Each queue table score will be the maximum expected future reward that the robot will get if it takes that action at that state. This is an iterative process, as we need to improve the queue table at each iteration. But the questions are, how do we calculate the values of the queue table? Are the values available or predefined? To learn each value of the queue table, we use the queue learning algorithm. Now let us see the mathematical representation of the queue learning algorithm. First of all, define queue function. The queue function uses the Bellman equation and takes 2 inputs, state and action, and we can write this as follows. Queue function parameters are state at time t and action at time t. Queue values for the state given a particular state. This is depicted with the downwards arrow. Q pi stat, Q values for the state given a particular state, is equal to E in bracket RT plus 1 plus gamma RT plus 2 plus gamma square RT plus 3 plus and so on. And here expected discounted cumulative reward, expected discounted cumulative reward, and here gamma is responsible for discount, gamma square. Okay, ST is given the state and action at time t. Using the above function, we get the values of Q for the cells in the table. When we start, all the values in the Q table are zeros. When we start, all the values in the Q table are zeros. There is an iterative process of updating the values. As we start to explore the environment, the Q function gives us better and better approximation by continuously updating the Q values in the table. Now let us understand how the updating takes place. Now let us see the queue learning algorithm process. There are 5 major steps. Initialize queue table. After initialization, choose an action. After choosing an action, perform that action. After performing the action, measure rewards. This reward will be positive or negative. Based on that, update the queue table and iterate all these 5 steps, iterate these 4 steps until a good queue table is ready. it is mentioned at the left side that after a lot of iterations, a good queue table is ready. Step 1. Initialize the table. We will first build queue table. There are n columns where n numbers of actions, and there are m rows where m is equal to number of states. We will initialize the values at 0. In this figure, each cells are initialized with value 0. In our robot examples, we have 4 actions, a is equal to 4, and 5 states, s is equal to 5. So we will build a table with 4 columns and 5 rows. Step 2 and 3. Choose and perform an action. This combination of steps is done for an undefined amount of time. This means that this step runs until the time we stop the training, or the training loops stops as defined in the code. We will choose an action in the state based on the queue table, but as mentioned earlier, when the episode initially starts, every queue value is. We will use something called the epsilon greedy strategy. In the beginning, the epsilon rates will be higher. The robot will explore the environment and randomly choose actions. The logic behind this is that the robot does not know anything about the environment. The logic behind this is that robot does not know anything about the environment. As the robot explores the environment, the epsilon rate decreases, it is highlighted in red color, and the robot starts to explore the environment. During the process of exploration, the robot progressively becomes more confident in estimating the queue values. For the robot examples, there are 4 actions shown with columns at the right side and 5 states shown in the form of rows. For the robot example, there are 4 actions to choose from: up, down, left and right. We are starting the training now. Our robot knows nothing about the environment, so the robot chooses a random action, say right. We can now update the queue values for being at the start and moving right using the Bellman equation, and this Bellman equation has been discussed previously. Step 4 and 5. Evaluate. Now we have taken an action means move to the right position, and observed an outcome and reward. We need to update the function QSA. New QSA will be equal to QSA plus alpha RSA plus gamma max Q dash S dash A minus QSA. These are shown in different colors. Pink color, new Q value for that state and the action. Black color is learning rate. Brown is reward for taking that action at that state. Blue, current Q values. Green, maximum expected future reward given the new state and all possible actions at that new state, and pale yellow, discount rate. In the case of robot game, to reiterate the scoring, public reward structure is power movement plus 1 reward. In the case of mine, minus 100. In the case of goal or end, plus 100. New Q start right is equal to Q start right plus alpha sum delta values, and in this way this can be. We will repeat this again and again until the learning is stopped. In this way, the queue table will be updated, and this process will be repeated. Now let us see quick review of the Q-learning. Q-learning is a value-based reinforcement learning algorithm which is used to find the optimal action selection policy using a Q function. Our goal is to maximize the value function Q. The Q table helps us to find the best action for each state. It helps to maximize the expected reward by selecting the best of all possible actions. Q function state and actions is the Q is the function of state and action, returns the expected future reward of that action at that state. This function can be estimated using Q-learning, which iteratively updates Q of SA using the Bellman equation. Initially, we explore the environment and update the Q table. When the Q table is ready, the agent will start to exploit the environment and start taking better actions. Now, let us summarize the discussion for today's lecture. Initially, we understood the reinforcement learning, followed by we discussed the learning task, and at last we illustrated the Q-learning algorithm with suitable example. So thank you very much. That's all for today.